Last note's good. Actually, let's do toy. It's quicker.
A toy?
We may have to go that far.
Throwing a towel?
I didn't know if it was a mistake or not. So.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is an honor and a privilege to welcome you to this Investiture celebration for the 122nd graduating class of the Tuck School. Welcome to our graduating students and to all their friends and family who are joining us from around the world for this wonderful celebration. Among the many Tuck faculty with us here today are the winners of this year's Teaching Excellence Award. The purpose of this award is to celebrate Tuck's learning environment by honoring faculty who, in the eyes of the graduating class, have made an outstanding contribution to students' advancement. Congratulations to this year's winners: Emily Blanchard for teaching in the core curriculum, and Professor Ramon for teaching in the elective curriculum. Class of 2022, here we are. 21 months ago, you walked up these very steps with your talents, your dreams, your many boxes, ready to invest with us in the face of unprecedented circumstances. Time has flown, our world has changed remarkably, and so too have each of you. Today, we celebrate your success and your transformative growth as you have earned your Tuck MBA. Today you graduate, primed to meet the vast post-pandemic need of wise, decisive leaders who better the world through business. I know I speak for all of my faculty and staff colleagues in thanking you for the grace, the resilience, and the creativity which you shared and co-invested with us all along our 21 months together. In the future that lies before you, I commend you graduates to rely on three things. First, please rely on your dreams. Your dreams brought you here. Your dreams helped you earn your MBA. Stay true to those dreams in the years and decades that now lie in front of you. Second, please rely on each other. As talented as my colleagues are, you, the class of 2022, have learned at least as much from each other as you have learned from us. Your classmates can be a continual source of ideas, inspiration, and collaboration. And third, please rely on all of us here at the Tuck School. You will now be forevermore part of Tuck's tightly supportive community, now as one of our 11,000 alumni thriving around the world. Our Tuck community will always be at your side to connect you to new people and new opportunities, to encourage your continued learning, and to celebrate your many accomplishments. Every best wish. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you our investiture speaker, Tina Smith, United States Senator from the state of Minnesota. Senator Smith is a great member of the great Tuck class of 1984. Among all Tuck alumni who have ever served in elected positions, she holds the highest office to date. Since joining the U.S. Senate in 2018, Senator Smith has developed a reputation for her successful bipartisan record and as a fierce advocate for the people and communities of her home state and for Americans nationwide. During her time in the Senate, she has had more than 50 bills and provisions signed into law. Her work has helped make healthcare more affordable and accessible, expanded broadband services across Minnesota, boosted the efforts of schools and teachers to prepare students for in-demand careers, and much more. Senator Smith has served on numerous Senate committees, including Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry, Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs, Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, and Indian Affairs. In 2021, she was named chair of two subcommittees, on Housing, Transportation, and Community Development, and on Rural Development and Energy. Prior to a career in politics, Senator Smith cut her teeth in business at General Mills, working on its marketing team for 3 years before founding her own consulting firm, which she grew into a 20-person business. All the while, she volunteered for local and national political campaigns. She moved to become a public servant in 2006, when she accepted the position of Chief of Staff to former Minneapolis Mayor R.T. Ryback. Since that point, Senator Smith has been a force in Minnesota and beyond, working to improve the lives of families, farmers, veterans, businesses, tribal communities, and more. Please join me in offering a warm Tuck welcome to Senator Tina Smith.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Dean Slaughter. And let me start here. Congratulations to the Tuck class of 2022. How does that sound to all of you? Now, congratulations to you, of course, but congratulations also to the faculty and administrators and Tuck staff who made this day happen. And congratulations also to the partners, spouses, friends, and family who celebrate and support you and are here today to share this milestone. If your experiences are anything like mine have been these last 2 years or so, you may have that weird COVID time-shifting feeling about today. On the one hand, it feels like you started business school 2 months ago, and on the other hand, it feels like it was 10 years ago. So I would expect that there is a part of you today that is feeling a little bittersweet. Like maybe there are some things that you just missed out on these last 2 years. And I want to say it's okay to feel that. But I also hope that there is a big part of you that is really proud and strong about what you gained and what you accomplished, which is remarkable. Now today feels really personal for me because I stand before you to say that Tuck changed my life. And not in the ways I would have predicted when I was sitting in your seats in 1984 on the cusp of my personal and professional life. So here's what happened to me on the first day that I got to Tuck. Our first organized activity was the traditional first-year barbecue with the second years serving the food. And I approached this event with the relentless friendliness that I hoped would mask feeling a little bit like an imposter. So I go through the food line and I am attempting to strike up a conversation with the guy who's flipping the burgers. And he seems friendly enough, so I ask him the most obvious of questions. What was your summer job? Well, he cheerfully tells me that he worked as a fly fishing guide in West Yellowstone, Montana over the summer. Now, I might be new to business school, but this seems like a bad sign. This is probably a guy who couldn't get a real job, I think. But I press on. I know practically nothing about fly fishing. My dad was a fisherman. So I go the only place that I know, which is this, and it's a Reach. And I said, oh, you're a fly fisherman, that's cool. Do you tie your own flies? So he gets slightly more interested, and he answers yes. Okay, so now I am completely out of material. I have no place to go, grasping for straws. This is all I can come up with. I improvise. And I say, that's cool. You know, I play the oboe and I tie my own oboe reeds. I bet that's a lot like the same thing. Well, so this man looks at me like I am out of my mind. He has already moved on. It is a disaster. And this, Tuckies, is the story of the first time that I met my husband of 38 years. Tuck grad, Archie Smith, famous at Tuck for being the founder of the Amos Trout Club. Archie is with me today. Please say hello, Archie. Now I tell you this story because it illustrates two things about the power of Tuck and Tuck graduates and the capacity of all of us to find success and happiness in our careers and in our lives. And the first is this: never doubt the power of improvising. Never doubt that you have the power to write the story of your own life rather than following a script. Okay, so that's what Archie did. He had the guts to blow off all those high-powered summer jobs, much to the chagrin of Tuck placement, I should say, to do what he loved, which was to fish. And then he decided to move to me with Minnesota, another big improvisation on both our parts, where he created a massively successful career in finance and investing. And he's improvised several more times in his life, reimagining the life that he's built over decades with our family and fishing. Now, my path was a little less straight, so let me tell you a story about a moment in my life when I realized that I had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up. But the problem was, I was already grown up. My first job out of Tuck, as Matt said, was at General Mills, a great American company. And after a few years, I left to start my own company, and I had all sorts of interesting organizations as clients. And meanwhile, Archie and I were raising our two adorable sons, Sam and Mason, and everything was great. Except, like one morning, I woke up and I said, wait a minute, like, what the heck am I doing? Now, to be clear, this wasn't like me suddenly realizing that I wanted to run away or take up skydiving or anything like that. I love my family. I had a successful career, and I loved a lot about my life. But it was this moment of clarity that I had been working really hard, and I wasn't really sure why. Like, what was I trying to build? What was it all meaning? So I started to cast around for inspiration, and I did a lot of reading, a lot of talking. There might have been some therapy involved. And here's what I figured out: the great power of knowing how to improvise. Now, improvising requires imagination, and you need to be nimble. But the absolutely essential thing is to be comfortable with building on, not fighting, the uncertainty and chaos and unexpected opportunities that naturally happen to any of us in our lives. It isn't improvising if you are trying to always read off a script. You build it as you go, and you have fun with it. And here's the thing: the most satisfying moments in life aren't scripted. The things that we remember that give us joy and a sense of purpose are often the things that we made up on the fly or totally didn't expect. Tuckies, you know how to do this. You have the strategic and analytical tools that you've mastered these last 2 years, and I hardly need to tell the class of 2022 about the power of improvising. I cannot imagine a group of people that has more practice living with uncertainty, a group more adept at improvising than all of you. That's what you have done these last 2 years. So let me say, you've got this. And in those moments of anxiety, which we all know are gonna come, when you ask yourself, what the heck am I doing in my life? Instead of seeing your future as this series of blank pages and it's your job to fill it in with detailed notes and plans in 12-point single-spaced script, try seeing it as a blank canvas to be painted in with opportunities and relationships, the ideas that you have and the actions that you take over a lifetime as you improvise to build the life that you want. I mean, that's what happened for me. Once I understood the power of improvising, I connected to what my calling is, which is connecting and organizing people to build a better country and build a better life. And that led me on not at all a straight path to becoming a United States Senator from Minnesota. That wasn't my plan, I can tell you. But in fact, I had been slowly filling in the canvas of my life with the experiences and the relationships. And even though I've been improvising my whole life, in fact, I think because I had been improvising, I was more than ready. So this is the last thing that I want to leave you with, and the second thing that I learned at Tuck that changed my life, and that is the power of teamwork. You know, the other thing about improvising is in music or business or life is that it is just not that much fun to do by yourself. In life and work, the very best times, the most productive times, are always when we are surrounded by people that are all pushing in the same direction. Now, team building and teamwork, of course, are a hallmark of a Tuck education, a Tuck MBA. And you've learned how to do this in these last 2 years, whether it was on those interminable Zoom calls when you had to learn apart, or whether you had you had the joy of connecting with your classmates in person when you all finally came together. You've learned that when you're part of a team, your value isn't just measured by your talent. It's measured by how you complement the strengths and compensate for the weaknesses of your teammates. It's measured by what you accomplish together, not your individual achievement. It's measured by how you show up for people when the chips are down and how you cheer from them when things are going great. Now, I'm a United States Senator, and it's a powerful job, and it's my name on the door. But even in the Senate, you can't make much of a difference unless you're committed to being a good teammate. If you think about it, if you're trying to get things done, you have to build consensus. And sure, talent and good ideas matter, but I would argue what's more important is teamwork and relationships. Even and especially with people who see the world very differently, with people who come from very different places. The question is, are you able to set aside those differences and find common ground? It's about whether you're willing to shoulder the work and share the credit. And it helps. Being a good teammate won't just make you more effective, it is more fun. So dear Tuckies, I am honored to be part of this investiture. And if you didn't know it before you got here, you've learned these last 2 years that life is complicated and unpredictable, and most of the time there is no script. But the good news is that you have the skills and the tools that you've mastered these last 2 years, and you have improv, and you have each other. The truth is, you can paint the canvas of your life in any number of ways, but if you get to laugh, and you get to learn, and you get to serve, and you get to do it with people that you like and respect, you're gonna paint a beautiful picture, and one that you are proud of. So congratulations, thank you, and have fun.
Senator Smith, on behalf of all the Tuck School, thank you for that inspiration and fun. Thank you.
Good, all right,
Okay,
thank
thanks.
you.
Yep. And now we come to the reading of the MBA candidate names. Senior Associate Dean for Teaching and Learning, Joe Hall, and Associate Dean for our MBA program, Sally Yeager, will read the names of our MBA candidates. Michael Ward, T92, and our terrific chair of Tuck's Board of Advisors will hood each of our candidates.
Just one row.
Hannah Sakini.
Carl Kreitzberg, with distinction.
Ayor Adare.
Sarah Ann Albanese.
Jack Alfieri.
Olivia Alphons.
Faisal Amin.
Umut Ashikogu.
Aditya A. Adavane.
Vlad Ajimajav.
Fatma Maget Ba.
Ragini Bali.
Rishabh Bansal.
Ashley Berard.
Michael Barbe.
Iris Barr.
Amayo Claire Bassi.
Tabitha Bennett.
Emily Bergen.
John Byer.
Anesha Bhattacharya.
Anish Bhattacharya.
Tom Birmingham.
Emily Fox Blau.
Blair Bloomquist.
Megan Bohannon.
Joseph Burke with distinction.
Catherine Bolus.
Kara Breen.
Jasmine Dajanique Erica Bright.
Orly Brooker.
Shruti Budai.
Erica Budway.
Gloria Bowie.
Ha Bowie.
Christian Cayazzo.
Caroline Gray Carey.
Lulu Carter.
Giselle Fabiola Castellon.
Elias Castro Orrego.
Michael Kattendick.
Felipe Cauzo.
Yo Wen Cheng.
Chi Che.
Albert Chen with distinction.
Yu Chang with distinction.
Perry Nevins Chilton.
Jonathan Minjin Chin with distinction.
Molly Chisholm.
Emily Chichiote.
Michael Clement with high distinction.
Jennifer Kofer Bell.
Amanda Combs.
Becca Nichelle Connery.
Lindsay Cox.
Kathleen Coyle.
Sasha Croak.
Skylar Dalton.
A. Joseph Dalton.
Mia Millette Daniel.
Danielle Davidson.
Barbara Demidshuk.
Nicholas DeSimone with highest distinction.
Andrew DeSimone.
Meg Delakia.
Jillian DiFilippo.
Jonathan Antonio Diaz.
Samantha DeBella.
Taylor Dillenberger.
Aaron DePietro.
Becky Dobbin.
Vicky Dong.
Paul Donahue.
Elizabeth Duchesne with highest distinction.
Matthew J. Dwyer.
Tara Ishwar.
Megan C. Egan Reed.
Kelsey Eichmann.
Yasmin Evans Toto.
Ellery Wagner Faller.
Armando Felicio Filho.
Nina Fleischer.
Dan Foran with highest distinction.
Kirkafa Francois.
Sam Freeman.
Timothy Gallagher with high distinction.
Ivan Gallego.
Shimoli Gandhi.
Samuel Ely Gant.
Farman Garcha.
Abigail Gary.
Sarah Geller.
Matthew Gill.
Yakir Gillis.
Robert Chase Gilmore.
Nicholas Glenn.
Andrew Goldstein.
Elizabeth Gorence.
Evelyn Ruth Grant.
Emma Grauberger.
Eva Green.
Christine Gregory.
Mark Gruchinski.
Mary Catherine Guay.
Abhinav Gupta.
Shu Han.
Tien Han.
Megan Riley Hannon.
Mohammed Hassan.
Kira Hattenbach.
Alan Haynes.
Andrew Hazel.
Glynis Kathleen Healy with distinction.
Sanjana Hemant.
Madeline Suzanne Henderson.
Ricardo Herrera Coto.
Luke Hickox with distinction.
Jacob Holzhauser.
Caitlin Haran.
Nick Hazoji.
William Wong.
Zoe Hushel.
Seema Khadija Ibrahim.
Gautam Jagannathan.
Ashley Karen Maxwell Jones.
Arnav Joshi.
Marissa Kager.
Parul Kapoor.
Scott Douglas Karras.
Erin Elizabeth Kelly.
Allison Kelly.
Umair Khalil with distinction.
Stephen Kiesel.
David Kagunda.
Dimitri Kim.
Matthew Koshard.
Paige Alexis Kozlowski.
Alexander James Kramer.
Sergei Krasovsky.
Alexander Krass.
Jared Crosser.
Vadim Kuharchuk.
Stephen Kung.
Tatiana Lady Gina.
Tim Latimer.
Samuel G. Lawler.
Hui Le.
Andrew Leary with distinction.
Nina Liang.
Melissa Leung.
Samuel Morgan Lillianfeld.
Alyssa Lowe.
Guy Lopez.
Diego Lopez Lozano.
Grace Victoria Lovell.
Jinjin Liu.
Cynthia Madu.
Nick Magnuson.
Monique Mabubani.
Mark Manara.
Ben Mapes.
Caitlin Martin with highest distinction.
Andrew McCaffrey.
Bridget McCarthy.
Eric McConnell.
Caroline McGurthy.
Jordan McKinley.
Ryan McNamara.
Mike McQuillan.
Teja Medasani with distinction.
Raul Mera.
Vishruth Mehta.
Justin Meyer.
Margaret Miners.
Murdoch Miller with high distinction.
Elizabeth Morris. Philip Nzoki Munyao.
Kavya Narayanan.
Takunda Nadoro.
Jesse Nabris.
Stacy Wynn Nelson.
Elena Nikvashvili with high distinction.
Ashley Nojumi.
Jake Okrok.
Derek Odom.
Yuta Ohashi with distinction.
Brandon Matthew Kurais Oliveira.
Natalie Omandi.
Peter Oriaifo.
Oz Osborne.
Carl Osis with distinction.
Sebastian Ospina.
Andre DeCara.
Madeline Page.
Andrew Park.
Leah Parker Belfer.
Akash Patel.
Elizabeth Paul.
Connor Peasley.
Susie Michelle Pearson.
David Perez Maldonado Garza.
Daniel Petrarca.
Chris Pettyjohn.
Charlie Phelps.
Felipe Piedrahita.
Arun Srinivasan Panshanmugam.
Brianna Provancha.
Rosie Putnam.
Stephanie Puzak.
Joe Chow.
Hasibi Suwaste.
Sam Rana.
Laksan Rathnapala.
Carly Rao.
Patrick Rao.
Michael Ray.
Miriam Remmers.
Savannah Rose Rentz.
Hannah Resnick.
Jean Rutherborn.
Gregory Francis Rivers with high distinction.
Jonah Robinson.
Christine Rojas.
Kimberly Russell.
Hannah Saltman.
Idris Ahmad Samadi.
Elizabeth Ann Schechter.
Sarah Kate Seaman.
Raza Ullah Shah.
Nikhil Shah.
Catherine Suzanne Schultz.
Nia Silgardo.
Maria Teresa Cervera Nerichetko.
Alexandra Singh.
Aditi Sinha.
Camden Smith.
Liz Smith.
Nathan Smith.
Carolyn Porter Summers.
Matt Soundy.
Joshua Spiegel.
Maria Stefanoli de Paiva.
Corey Doyle Stock.
Jacqueline Beausoleil Sullivan.
Andrew Tam.
Yaman Tandon.
Casa Toom.
Morgan Thompson.
Rebecca Ayala Frutos Timmons.
Qual Trebeno.
Deniz Yunal.
Shelley Sorub Upadhyay.
Jorge Villegas.
Max Wang.
Boshi Wong.
Matthew Wong.
Martin Wendruff.
Kevin White.
Chris White.
Callan Patrick Wilson.
Dylan Yalber. Lily Yu.
Michael Zanko.
Kate Zegheib.
Dan Zeller.
Lili Joe.
Michael Zordo. Congratulations to the class of 2022.
Wow, I'm thirsty. Each year, the leadership of the Tuck School selects a member of the worldwide Tuck community whose betterment of our world merits being awarded the Tuck Distinguished Achievement Medal. It is now my distinct pleasure to present the 2022 Distinguished Achievement Medal to Pamela C Scott, great member of the Great Tuck Class of 1975. There we go. Pam Scott never sought recognition as a trailblazer. A native of Houston, Texas, and holding a bachelor's degree in economics from Rice University, she arrived at Tuck in 1973, never having visited the campus and unaware that she would be the first black woman to graduate from our MBA program. In a 2020 Tuck Today profile commemorating 50 years of women at Tuck, Pam was forthright in describing what led to her decision to earn an MBA. Quote, "My mission was to prepare myself for all the things I was going to accomplish in the business world," she recalled, reflecting the same determination and confidence that has continually fueled her success as a business leader. In 1975, having earned her MBA from Tuck, Pam headed to New York to work in investment management at Citibank, taking on senior management positions that no black woman had ever held. She spent an accomplished 30-year career in sales, marketing, and management in financial services, including work at U.S. Trust Company of New York, Irving Trust, and Prudential Asset Management. She served as a senior vice president at State Street Corporation and led State Street Global Advisors' charitable asset management department. All that before launching her own management consulting business, LVCC, in 2003. In addition to paving the way for women in executive roles and for underrepresented business leaders in such roles, Pam's record of leadership includes serving as an independent director for Blue Hills Bancorp, Danvers Bancorp, Beverly National Corporation, and most recently, Envision Bank in Quincy, Massachusetts. As a corporate director, she has been an active member of the Boston chapter of Women Corporate Directors, the American College of Corporate Directors, and the National Association of Corporate Directors. Her remarkable record of service includes board membership for more than a dozen nonprofit and community organizations, including Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, Essex County Community Foundation, the United Way of Massachusetts, and the National Association of Securities Professionals, for which she served as the president of the association's Boston chapter. In 2009, Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick appointed Pam to serve as a trustee for Salem State University. She later served as chair of that university's Board of Trustees, and last month she was awarded an honorary doctorate of humane letters by that school. Pam has been the recipient of numerous awards for her work and for her community service, including being named by the Women of the Harvard Club as one of Boston's most influential women, the Association of Rice Alumni Laureates Distinguished Alumni Award, and the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Boston Business Journal. Closer to our shared home, the place where we gather today, Pam has given back to Tuck time and again, serving as a member of the Tuck Board of Advisors, then known as the Board of Overseers, saying, quote, "Having a seat at the table and my voice heard helps me feel that I am contributing to a continuation of opportunity for a lot of people. I know how valuable my Tuck experience was, and I want it to be valuable for others." She has also generously supported Tuck philanthropically throughout the many years, and she is a member of the Tuck Evergreen Society, which recognizes alumni who consistently support the school through contributions to Tuck annual giving. Along with determination and confidence, Pam often highlights the importance of reflection when talking with current students and aspiring leaders. Quote, "Think about reviewing your career on a periodic basis. You may start somewhere you like or you don't like, but don't think that's where you need to stay. I would always assess my situation and ask, where am I? Am I happy? Where do I need to go? And how am I going to get there?" In recognition of her outstanding service to the Tuck community and to our world, the Tuck School of Business is most pleased to honor Pamela C Scott with this year's Distinguished Achievement Medal for 2022.
I'm good.
You good?
My props here. Okay. Thank you, Dean Slaughter, for those kind words. To the deans, faculty, administrative staff, graduates, and all gathered here today, I am humbled and honored for this prestigious recognition. I also feel a sense of validation that I am following in the footsteps of my late mother and other prominent women who are my role models as leaders in business and education, advocates for the advancement of women, and dedicated volunteers to many institutions. My longtime relationship, as Dean Slaughter mentioned, began when I stepped on this campus for the first time in the summer of 1973. Not knowing what the next 2 years would hold, but open to the possibility that I would leave better prepared for the challenges of business. I am grateful for the experience as a student, and equally appreciative for the many opportunities to stay connected. These opportunities to serve on committees and the Board of Overseers at that time, to speak to prospective and current students and alumni, and attend many class reunions, have created a rich 50-year history for me. I have borrowed from the methods and wisdom gained at Tuck in my volunteer roles with other organizations who have sought to further their respective missions with fundraising, board development, and program expansion. I have been and will continue to be an ambassador for this business program, and the engaged on-campus and alumni community that has been sustained through changing administrations, business climates, job markets, and societal evolution. My only regret today is that my parents, Louis and Marie Carrington, who journeyed to the campus with me in 1973, and my life partner, J. Paul Brownridge, who joined me on numerous trips, are not here to celebrate this honor with me. They were the wind beneath my wings. Thank you, Tuck, for this honor and for this special moment that I will cherish. Congratulations, class of 22. Thank you.
We now move to the presentation of this year's student awards. Dean Hall and Dean Yeager will please join me now at the podium.
Edward Tuck Scholars are those students who have demonstrated outstanding academic accomplishment during their 2 years at Tuck. Scholars are designated by the faculty at the end of their second year. I will now read the names of the Tuck Scholars and ask that they come forward to receive their certificates and be recognized. Please hold your applause until the names of all Tuck Scholars have been read. Recipients, after receiving your certificate, please line up in front of the lectern for a photograph. The Edward Tuck Scholars for 2022 are Ragini Bali, John Byer, Gloria Bowie, Barbara Demidchuk, Jonathan Antonio Diaz, Nina Fleischer, Matthew Gill, Alexander James Kramer, Mark Manara, Ryan McNamara, Elizabeth Morris, Felipe Piedrahita, Rosie Putnam, Patrick Rao, Catherine Suzanne Schultz, Corey Doyle Stock, Quao Tribino, Andrew James Wood, David Woods, Kate Zigheim. The Tuck Scholars with distinction are Joseph Burke, Albert Chen, Yu Cheng, Jonathan Minjin Chin, Glynis Kathleen Healy, Luke Hickox, Umair Khalil, Carl Kreitzberg, Andrew Leary, Teja Medasani, Yuta Ohashi, Carl Osis. The Tuck Scholars with high distinction are Michael Clement, Timothy Gallagher, Murdoch Miller, Elena Nikfashvili, Gregory Francis Rivers. And the Tuck Scholars with highest distinction are Nicholas DeSimone, Elizabeth Duchesne, Dan Foran, and Caitlin Martin. Please join me in congratulating all of our Tuck Scholars.
We have one more student to hood. Cindy Yan. At this time, we award prizes honoring those graduates who have distinguished themselves through excellence in the classroom and service to the Tuck community. Recipients, come forward when your name is called. The John F. Anderson T35 Award. This prize is awarded to the graduating student who, in the judgment of the faculty of the Tuck School, has shown the most promise in the pursuit of marketing skills. The John Anderson T35 Award winner is Elizabeth Duchesne. The Herman Feldman 1929 Memorial Prize. This prize is awarded to a member of the second year class who has done excellent work in his or her program as a whole and who has displayed interest in the field of leadership. The recipient of the Feldman Prize is Lulu Carter. The James A. and Sabra M. Hamilton Award in Administration. This prize is awarded to that member of the second year class who, through personal qualifications and accomplishments in courses in the fields of business policy and organizational behavior, shows the greatest attributes of a capable administrator. The recipient of the Hamilton Award is Giselle Fabiola Castellon. The Lieutenant J.G. Walter A. Jacobs Memorial Award. This prize is awarded to a student who during their first year has demonstrated intellectual ability and curiosity, sound judgment in academic work and activities outside the classroom, and personal habits and conduct which inspire confidence and enthusiasm. The recipient of the Jacobs Award is Michael Clement. He's going to make me cry. The Charles I. Leibovitz Memorial Award. This prize is awarded to the second-year student who has, during the first year at Tuck, made an outstanding contribution to the daily life of the school. The recipient of the Leibovitz Award is Carly Rao. The Lillian and Charles Leach Prize for Excellence in Finance. This prize is awarded to a graduating student who has shown excellence in the academic area of finance. This year, due to a tie, we have two recipients. The recipients of the Leach Award are Joseph Burke and Yu Cheng. The Daryl Saunders Award. This prize is awarded to a graduating student who, through personal qualities and accomplishments in management communication courses, demonstrates outstanding ability to communicate effectively as a manager. The recipient of the Saunders Award is Amanda Combs. The Tuck Centennial Student Award. This award is given to a first-year and a second-year student who exemplify the spirit and character of the Tuck School. Chosen by their classmates, recipients embody outstanding leadership, selflessness in everyday actions, extensive involvement in the Tuck and Upper Valley communities, and a firm commitment to the traditions and principles of the school. The second-year recipient of the Centennial Award is Jessie Nabris. The Julia Stell Award. This prize is awarded to those students who have made a substantial contribution to the Tuck community through their leadership in school programs and functions, and for their extraordinary efforts to help fellow students, especially in scholastic efforts. This prestigious award is named for the wife of Edward Tuck and co-founder of the Tuck School, Julia Stell. The recipients of the Julia Stell Award are Amayo Claire Bassi, Emily Fox Blau, Joseph Burke, Jasmine Dajanique Erica Bright, Lulu Carter, Giselle Fabiola Castellon, Michael Clement, Becky Dobbin. Kirkoffa Francois. Farman Garcha. Sergei Krasovsky. Carl Kreitzberg. Diego Lopez Lozano. Justin Meyer. Jesse Nabris. Elena Nikvashvili. Leah Parker Belfer. Susie Michelle Pearson. David Perez Maldonado Garza. Stephanie Cusack. Carly Rao. Hannah Sakini. Aditi Sinha. And Kevin White. Congratulations to all of our award winners.
At this time, I'm very pleased to introduce the student body president of the Tuck School, Hannah Sakini. Hannah grew up in the farmland of Modesto, California with her parents, Jeff and Liz, and is the oldest of 3 sisters. She first moved to the East Coast to attend College of the Holy Cross, where she received a bachelor's degree in political science with a minor in Russian studies. Prior to Tuck, she first worked in government consulting, primarily on the city of Detroit's bankruptcy. She then switched gears to a tech startup, where she worked in a variety of strategy and operations roles, helping to scale the company to over 300 employees. While here at Tuck, Hannah served as president of the student board, was involved in the Tech Club, Women in Business Club, Tuck Admissions, and enjoyed traveling and skiing with friends. Post-Tuck, Hannah will be moving back to Boston with her fiance, Adam, and their dog, Oslo. And let me add that our school could not have accomplished all that we did over the past year without the creative insights and consistent optimism of Hannah and her leadership. Please join me in thanking and welcoming to podium, Hannah. There you go.
Thank you. I'm actually just very excited we're outside because my college grad in 2013 was like the sweatiest mess inside a gym, and so I'm just really excited for the breeze, so I hope everyone's enjoying that. So, thank you, Dean Slaughter. While I haven't envied your job over the last 2 years, I have a great deal of admiration for the job that you've done. As the most intentional person that I have ever met, You have taught me so much about leadership, especially in times of crisis. I'd also like to extend a heartfelt thank you to the rest of Tuck's faculty and staff. Your resilience over the last 2 years has been inspiring. You helped us adjust to a totally new world and that little thing called Zoom, just as you were acclimating yourselves. A final thank you to alumni who are in the audience today, particularly Sam, Pam, and Tina. It's especially special to have you two here with us today. Today, 52 years after the first woman received her MBA from Tuck, the class of 2022 is the first of any business school in the country to graduate with gender parity. Really cool. Thank you for paving the way for us. I couldn't be here, and all of the women in my class could not be here without the two of you, so thank you. Finally, to my T22s, hi friends. Pursuing your MBA at the Tuck School of Business at Dartmouth in a normal year can be challenging. You're leaving the workforce, you're leaving your steady job, you're moving to a rural town in a middle of the forest without any cell reception. You are leaving behind family, friends, partners, comfort. But starting business school at Tuck in August 2020, in the depths of a global pandemic, makes you seem like you are potentially out of your mind. However, I like to look at it a little bit of a different way. It takes courage. It takes an overriding sense of dispositional optimism about the world, and it takes a high degree of conviction in what you believe to be the right path for you. After our challenging first year, taking classes alone via Zoom in our dorm rooms or apartments off campus, limited to meeting classmates in small masked groups of 6, there are 2 paths our class could have taken coming into this second year. First, we could have come in and approached everything, all of the special experiences and new Tuck traditions that were new to us, like it still wasn't enough, and we could have let it harden us and sort of consume us. Or the second path is we could have treated all of the new joys of a newfound in-person Tuck experience like it was all magic, absolutely pure magic. We chose the second path. So even though we walked into our second year without any blueprint for how things are done in a normal year, the most classic example of building the plane while you fly it, we made magic happen. We didn't know how to plan an in-person Tuck Winter Carnival in the winter, but we did it. We didn't know where France 2, or any of the other classrooms are, but we found them. We didn't know the names of second-year houses off campus or what events that they hosted, but we made them happen. We didn't know how to navigate MBA recruiting via Zoom, but we found our way. So looking at all of you, thinking about all of our accomplishments, this is the thing that I'm most proud of, our collective level of figure-it-outness. Because this year wasn't perfect, but this year was magic. So as we walk away from Tuck and re-enter the workforce, we're rejoining other friend groups and families and back in cities with reception. We're going to encounter the inevitable trials and tribulations of life, and I just hope we take this with us. May you always remember to tap into the magic of wherever you are. So, speaking of a person who's created a lot of magic at Tuck, I'm so honored to introduce the T22 class speaker, Kreitzberg. I didn't let Carl read exactly what I was going to say about him because I knew he wouldn't let me compliment him. So Carl is one of the most genuine, kind, funny souls I've ever met and has done so much to demonstrate the commitment that he has to his classmates. As a small example, this past spring break a couple months ago, while everyone else is traversing the world and having a really grand time, Carl took the time to write a list of every person in our class he hadn't met yet and set up time to meet up with them. I also feel like Carl and I are kind of kindred spirits because we both grew up on the West Coast but defected to the East Coast for school. Carl grew up in Salem, Oregon, and moved out east to attend Yale University. While there, he studied history and was a member of the football team, coincidentally playing against Dartmouth all 4 seasons. He then began his career as a consultant for the Economist Group before moving on to a researcher position at the Harvard Business School, or as we like to call it, the Tuck of Cambridge. After graduation, Carl will be moving to London, Ontario to work for a subsidiary of Danaher Corporation as a member of their General Manager Development Program. Please help me in welcoming my friend, Kreitzberg.
have to dig out my notes. Thank you, Hannah, for that far too kind introduction. To echo Dean Slaughter, you have been one of Tuck's heroes throughout the pandemic. Thank you for exemplifying what wise, decisive leadership truly means. We are so grateful to have had you as our captain for the last 2 years. Now, before we dive in, I would like to invite the Tuck partners here today to please stand up so we can celebrate you too. As my own partner has pointed out multiple times, Tuck does an admirable job of recognizing our TPs by giving them the same acronym as toilet paper. This is perhaps because they always clean up our messes, often see the worst sides of us, and teach us how to be resourceful when they're not around. Now, whether it has been helping Manic Tuckies prepare for capital markets exams or taking the bold leap of faith to move out into truly the middle of nowhere, we are so grateful that you all have been our co-pilots on this journey for the last 2 years. You have earned at least a 51% equity stake in whatever success we've enjoyed here today. Now, traditionally, the student speaker's job is to encapsulate the joy of this moment by offering, shared parts of our experiences together, like #AlUSAF, all that, or providing nuggets of insight, like, believe in yourself, or consider hiring a freelancer to do your accounting. And believe me, after 54 days spent in isolation last year, I've got reflections to spare. But while today is indeed a joyful day, I'd be remiss to ignore the centrality of the challenges we've faced over the last 2 years during the coronavirus pandemic. And looking out at a sea of smiling friends and family, I know that there are a lot of people who we wish were here today, but are no longer with us. So I'd like to begin by taking a moment of silence to honor their memory. Three weeks ago, I drove about an hour north to visit a cemetery in Barre, Vermont. Now, I know what you're thinking. That is a totally normal and well-adjusted thing for an MBA student to do. But you see, my trip had a purpose, because I was looking for a park bench that outside of Colorado, Kansas, and weirdly, New Zealand, was just one of few memorials to the 1918 Spanish flu, a pandemic of comparable scale to COVID-19. And this begs a natural question. Why aren't there more of these memorials? And the tragic answer is that folks struggle to make meaning of pandemics. Research suggests that, after all, how do you comprehend a battle with a faceless opponent who gets you stuck inside watching Tiger King? And sadly, many of us never reach such clarity with the situation. We skip past reflection and move on with the rest of our life carrying this silent, invisible fog in our lives. When I finally found that park bench sequestered to a back corner of the cemetery, it struck me that I too may be at risk of running too quickly into the sunshine of a post-COVID world and forgetting the lessons that we learned from the pandemic MBA. So I stopped and took a moment to reflect. And as is the legal obligation of any former consultant, I bucketed that into 3 mutually exclusive, comprehensively exhaustive buckets. The first reflection is to be your own founder. Throughout history, all the great prosperous cities, businesses, started with a group of people who stared into the undefined abyss and said, I want to build something good here. Your first act as Tuckies and submitting a security deposit when the only promise we had was that things are going to be very unpredictable was itself a pledge that you had found a new type of MBA experience. And you did. From the virtual wine nights to the faculty strolls, sorry, Carly, yeah, for the winter carnivals held in May, this class, in conjunction with the T21s, defined itself by its willingness to run into the darkness so it could show others the light. And this ethos did not just stop at COVID. This is the same ethos that folks envisioned the Next 50, the Ukraine fundraisers, the If You Knew Me podcast, Funnel Bed, and so on. I hope that you will continue to be your own founder and to surround yourself with similar peers, because the only antidote to unprecedented times are undaunted founders. The second reflection is to sow your circle. Now, dating back to 1900, every single commencement address has had almost a cult-like obsession with the top fabric. And if Sloanies are good at calculators and the other folks at HBS are gifted at endorsing themselves on LinkedIn, I work there, I would posit that Tuckies are the type of people who will drive a stranger 3 hours to the nearest CMB if it gives them the chance to make a new friend. And that ethos has been a saving grace throughout our time here, whether it's been the socially distanced coffee walks or me getting well-meaning but incredibly inaccurate text messages during a brutal cold call. The kind intentionality of this cohort breathed vibrancy into a year marked by empty hallways. This trait is rare, and as someone who once spent 16 hours knitting a mediocre scarf, let me offer the following contrived metaphor. Stay with me. The superpower of our fabric has been your collective sense of duty to weave presence into every pattern and to never leave a single stitch behind. Thus, this second reflection is really more of a challenge, that as you face a world where the pandemic has unraveled global and local communities, I hope you can keep your knitting needles busy. And the last reflection is that grace fosters fortitude. For many of us, we started our time at Tuck 14 days in quarantine, and for our international colleagues, they were often beating down the doors of embassies just to get into the United States. Our dear staff and faculty, at the same time, were transforming the entire school overnight. So stress was pervasive. But if grace is giving kindness to people who aren't always doing or feeling their best, then Tuck got an H in that too. I admired the grace of professors who seemed completely unfazed when students would join Zoom calls, shirtless in bed, on a beach in Miami, riding a Peloton, or in my case, wearing a unicorn onesie. And I admired the Tuck Talks, where our own future leaders would confess their greatest weaknesses to the entire community. Yet they would always end their speeches by giving grace to themselves. And during our really hard town hall discussions, it touched my heart how much folks would make the effort to start every comment by saying, I appreciate how hard they're working to try to make this all happen. And that the faculty and staff would always reply, thank you for your patience. And whenever a disappointment arose, there would always be one person in the room who reminded us all that we're on the same team. So if cruelty collapses communities, then grace helps them persevere. So the final reflection is that when you all go off and build teams to tackle the world's great challenges, I hope you use grace as your rocket fuel, since after all, it gets pretty good mileage by the gallon. So those three reflections from Barry, to be your own founder, sow your circle, and foster fortitude through grace, seemed well worth the trip, if not a little bit of student loans too. I don't think it was a cosmic coincidence that the name of this cemetery was the word hope. Because I think that word is what the pandemic MBA was all about. Because hope is seeing 289 founders and knowing that they will make a better and more equitable world through business. Because hope is watching you all stitch a community spanning continents and knowing we can re-stitch the global fabric. Because hope is witnessing your grace and knowing that we can persevere through the hard days ahead of us, carrying with us the soft optimism that the best days for our planet are still to come. When I drove back from the cemetery and crossed Ledyard Bridge back into Hanover, I actually surprised myself. I started to tear up a little bit. And now, that's partially because the Upper Valley has never met a pollen particle it didn't like. But I think it was because I realized the final gift of this pandemic, MBA, was just how much I love you all. And the knowledge of how much I'll miss you all when you scatter to the exotic corners of the world, to places as far as Boston, Cambridge, Cape Cod, and everywhere else that isn't in Massachusetts. So, thank you. Thank you for the tripod fights, the Carnatucks, the Whitnaughty band parties, the follies, the small group dinners, the slip and slides, the pizza boxes, the book learning stuff, the tug of wars, the South Street Revenge, the luau's, the Watts, the safe rides, and the wonderful, joyous, crazy, exciting, emotional, wise, decisive experience that you all crafted in our far too short 21 months together. And thank you for giving me just a few minutes to speak on your behalf today. If in 100 years, they built a park bench to commemorate our really strange time here, I would suggest the following epitaph for the T-22s. For it was in our isolation that we discovered community. For it was in our distance that we became close. For it was in our weakness that we grew strong. For it was in our love that we found the real Tuck.
Carl, that was lovely. Thank you. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce longtime Tuck faculty member, Professor Richard Sansing, who will read the Edward Tuck letter, which our school's founding benefactor, Edward Tuck, wrote to Dartmouth President William Tucker a few years after the school's founding. Please welcome Richard Sansing.
In the conduct of the school to which you have done my father's memory the honor of attaching his name, I trust that certain elementary but vital principles may not be lost sight of in the variety of technical subjects of which the regular curriculum is composed. Briefly, these principles or maxims are absolute devotion to the career which one selects and to the interests of one's superior officers or employers. The desire and determination to do more rather than less than one's required duties. Perfect accuracy and promptness in all undertakings, and absence from one's vocabulary of the word forget. Never to vary a hair's breadth from the truth, nor from the path of strictest honesty and honor, with perfect confidence in the wisdom of doing right as the surest means of achieving success. To the maxim that honesty is the best policy should be added another, that altruism is the highest and best form of egoism, as a principle of conduct to be followed by those who strive for success and happiness in public or business relations, as well as those of private life. From the letter of Mr. Edward Tuck to President Tucker, October 12th, 1904.
Thank you, Richard. This investiture ceremony will now conclude with the recessional of the faculty and then of the graduates. As we conclude this ceremony, I would like to invite everyone to join the class of 2022, the faculty of the Tuck School, and the administrators and staff of the Tuck School to a reception for our graduates in Southwell Courtyard. Once again, my sincerest congratulations to our graduates. Best wishes and ample good cheer to you and to all of your loved ones. Congratulations.
There you go.